Hopwood Gear are a company based in Oldham. Now they're specialists in gear cutting, but also the subcontract side of the business has increased. They need to remain competitive for the future. So we're here to find out just how they're going to do that.
So here at Hopwood Gears, we specialise in gear manufacture and subcontract machining. And we started out as a gear manufacturer, manufacturing transmission parts, and now we've broadened ourselves to go into subcontract machining.
What's happened in your business? What was happening before, and why have you made such an investment?
We're trying to grow the subcontract machining side because we've got the skills and the people here to machine these components. So we thought it was a natural progression from the gear manufacture side. So we've invested in 4 new DMG MORI machines. So the package was 2 CLX 450 lathes. These both have Y-axis and milling function. So these have replaced 2 older MORI Seiki lathes. And we've also invested in 2 new milling machines, the M2 milling machine and the CMX 70U. So they were replacing 2 vertical machines. So with the CMX 70U, we've really increased our capabilities by adding the 3+2 capability. So we noticed a few of our machines were getting a little bit old and tired and needed replacing. So we made the decision that we were going to replace them at the start of 2024. So we put the bid out to tender, and at that time we realised we could increase our capabilities by adding the milling functions on the lathes and also getting the 5-axis or 3+2 capability. And we put it out to 3 or 4 different machine tool manufacturers, all offering different solutions. The solution we went with in the end was DMG MORI's because they offered us everything we needed and it was the most competitively priced package.
You've had the machines, I think, 4 months now. What have you seen has been a major success for yourselves?
On the CMX 70U, we've really had a lot of success. Being able to minimise the setups, being able to hit 5 sides on one component in one hit, it's made us more efficient, so we can be more competitively priced when going out for tender on the subcontract machining side of things.
Why are you continually investing?
Well, we're investing in the future of Hopwood Gears. We want to be competitive in 10-15 years time, so we're investing in the people, in the machines, in the infrastructure. We've had a new roof which is going to reduce costs by adding insulation. We need to invest in all of these things to maintain our strength in the market.
Gary, you're the man behind selling all of these machines to Hopwood Gears,
Yes,
aren't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
So what was it they wanted?
Well, we was having a conversation with Calum last year, and he got some aging machines he needs to get rid of.
Yeah.
But more importantly to him, he'd like to stop with one supplier. That gives him commonality between the controls, the servicing department, the applications department, and the point of contact. So you've got one point of contact. So the controls they had on there before were the older G-code format. On these machines, we've gone for the seamless control with the shop mill and the shop turn, which gives them an ease of programming. So the jump from the younger generation to the new technology, it's seamless. It really, really is.
At the end of the day, as we all know, there's a big skills gap, and I look at your machines and they look futuristic. Everyone can see that. So is that really important now to have that big jump and have controls like this? Surely, yes, of course it is.
Absolutely, 100%, because there is a big gap. And I go up and down the country and I see it. The younger generation are coming through, but they haven't got that level of experience because the older generation are either retired or moving on. So to get them on a machine and programming very, very quickly, and that's what these controls do. As you can see from there, it's touch screen, and the younger generation that they've got, they are akin to it because it's on their iPhone, it's on their iPad, it's computers. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. That's what they like about it.
You're bridging the gap.
We're bridging the gap from what there was currently on the older machines, and there is also there is a nervousness when you take somebody off a machine and give them new technology. But once they're on the machine, within 5-10 minutes, they realise how easy it is and how seamless it is, and that's what they do. And they're on the machines now, they're programming them quicker, they're setting the machines up quicker, and that's what they wanted. So they're getting parts out quicker.
You love this machine, don't you, Michael?
I do indeed. Yeah, it's a great machine. So I'm an apprentice operator and programmer here at Hopwood Gears, and yeah, there's absolutely loads of features on it that I could speak to you for hours about. Obviously, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So speak about some of my favourites. I've got to say the shot mill on this machine is excellent. So I'm not too used to using the conversational programming that is like, you know, it's like a flagship of these machines, isn't it? However, for me coming into it without doing it before, extremely easy to use.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Very intuitive, and the way that they've set up the control panel, it's very user friendly. You know, you've got information and stuff that's very easily accessible. So that's amazing. Another thing which I find amazing on this machine is the way that the probe is like integrated into it.
Does that make your life easier?
Absolutely, like 100%. I don't know how many options, but there is so many options. You've got all these different options, and within these, there's different things you can do, and it's endless. It's endless. I've not even scratched the surface of what can be done with that. Yeah, so and I'm excited to, you know, find excuses to use more of them. Exactly, yeah.
And let's look inside the machine then.
Yeah, so you got a really good sized table, so you got lots of clamping options, you know, for different sized parts, weird shapes of parts, which, you know, in a shop like this you get a lot. It's very easy, user friendly in the way of getting parts in and out of the machine. The roof can move back, and you've got loads of room to manoeuvre parts around, and you know.
You can crane, I guess. Can you crane into?
Yeah, you can get the crane in extremely easily, which makes life always easier and safer.
Are you looking forward to pushing it?
Absolutely. I mean, I've only just scratched the surface on this, and I can't wait to see what more I can do with it, essentially. And you know, like you say, only scratching the surface right now, so yeah, I'm excited.
So you've got commonality on the machines. You've got a modern day control.
Yeah.
Why else did they go? Because there's 4 machines here.
Yeah. So working with one supplier, it's a big thing. You can have different suppliers and different machines, but you want one point of contact with me, one point of contact with the service, one point support. The machines are linked up to the Ethernet, so we can remotely look at the machines for them. They can log a report remotely. It goes onto our app we've got on the machine, so the minute they log a report, it goes straight onto our board, and we have to respond within 20 minutes. 20 minutes we have to respond to the customer.
Minutes?
We have to respond within a company.
I've never heard that before.
So on average it's between 20 and 1 hour, but the target point is 20 minutes you have to respond.
And they're really trying to push their capacity now, aren't they? Because they've got the gear side of the business, they've got the subcontract side, both of which are growing, but they really want to open up their capacity with a machine like this.
Yeah, so the platforms I had before were 3-axis machines, which are fine, but the problem with 3-axis machines, you've got multiple setups. An operator's on there does one operation up 10, up 20, up 30, maybe 40, 50. On this machine, you can do it in 1 or 2 ops. So you might do op 10 on here if you want, and then you can do all the other ops on here. The machine, multi-phase machining. It's not 2 ops, 3 ops, it's multi-phase machining. You can do op 10 on your existing machine if you want to, but you can put it on there, which gives you less setup time. Every time you touch the part, you got more chance of a problem. You know, if you set it up wrong, datum it wrong. You put it on once, you check it, it's right, you're happy, push the button, away it goes. And you get more spindle time, which gives you more money and makes you more competitive.
Talking about being competitive, what gives you, in your opinion, the edge over your competitors?
Good question. So what gives us there's several options for giving us edges on here. The wide range of machines we've got over 300 machines in our product range. And that's going from ultrasonic, additive, lathes.
There's nothing that you can't.
There's nothing we can't do.
No.
And you know, what do we do? But also with Calum, yeah, it's great if the machines and technology is correct for them, it's technically correct for them. There's a commercial element to it. So he had a budget for the machines and they had to be within that budget. We was the best priced machines as a package. Now, he'd already been out into the market and he would look at other suppliers as you would expect him to.
Okay.
So technically we were better and commercially we were better. So there's a lot of people out there who thinks a DMG MORI is out of their price range. It's not. We will have something in our product range that will fit you technology-wise and also commercially.
I get on well with the sales guys at DMG. They always come up with a competitive package. When we tell them what they're up against, they know what they're up against and they know what they've got trying to beat, and they will always give us a really good solution. They might not always be the best priced, but their solution's always top notch.
And what about training and that relationship? How far does that relationship go?
So with the training, they're always happy to give us additional training. If we're stuck, they've always got someone on the road out and about, and they'll nip in and give us 2 hours just to get us by.
Is that important to you? And why?
It's really important to me. If the spindle's not running, we're not making any money.
And you've got quite a few DMG MORIs. Does that work well in your favour, and how?
I think it does, because they know we're continually investing in them as well. So I think it works both ways, a bit vice versa.